From the book Peace, Discovering Life's Harmony Through Relationships, we got to the chapter of value. And value speaks to our priorities. What do we spend our time and energy on? Our energy currency. Money is just a small aspect of our energy currency. So in my early 20s, I took a seminar on time management. The seminar was developed for achievement in business, for success, although it pertained generally to success in life as well. And one of the exercises I did for the seminar was writing down what I did in every moment for 15-minute blocks, right? For 3 days, right? 3 days, I wrote down in 15-minute blocks everything I was doing. It included going to the bathroom, or making food, or talking to friends, and, what I did. So I just wrote down what I did without looking at it, without analyzing it, nothing. And then I went back and simply observed how I was spending my time. And so after the 3 days, just notice, count up how many 15-minute blocks was I spending on the phone? How many 15-minute blocks was I, on the internet, or cleaning, or preparing food, and then in the evaluation process, I could see that how I spent my time was very different than how I thought I was spending my time. It's a great exercise to do. And, if you have the time, you've got the time to do it, right? I could see that my actual priorities were very different than my perceived priorities, because what you're doing is your priorities, right? I could see, seeing that contradiction directed me towards a more honest observation of my values. And yes, I should do this exercise again. We should all do it. We can all do it and get honest and really know, what are we doing? What are we putting into the world? What are our priorities? And we may notice that our priorities are more ego-driven than they really are value or ultimate, divine value-driven. And then we can make the shift. We can make the shift. So for me, it included seeing these contradictions directed me towards a more honest observation of my values. And this included dropping my judgments about the values. So I had to drop my judgments about what I thought was important, and go back to actually recognize what I thought was important. I had to discover how some activities that I considered useless were actually very useful, right? For example, I felt that sitting with a person in small talk was a waste of time in business, right? That time I was, in a business where my own business, right? And I thought small talk is like a waste of time in business. I need to be selling my product, right? Yet accumulatively, I spent a lot of time in simple little conversations. And as a young adult, I had failed to understand the value of listening and being with a person simply to acknowledge and enjoy their being, how important that was. Because I was doing a lot of that, and that was part of my success in business at that time. But I didn't realize it until I did this test, or this exercise of valuing what, looking at what I'm valuing by choosing my time. Hey, Buck. As a young adult, I'd failed to understand the value of listening and being with a person simply to acknowledge and enjoy their being. I had felt that we had to be producing something measurable in every moment. I would be frustrated with myself for wasting time in trivialities. I came to understand that the small things are the important components of the great things. Great accomplishments are actually a collection of the pixels of positive acts. The pixels. The picture on your screen here is made out of pixels, right? The whole screen is made of all these little pixels. The small things we do in life, when we take care of ourselves, when we take a drink of water when we're thirsty, when we get some rest when we're tired, these small things, when you smile at a stranger on the street, these small things create the great accomplishments. And I had shared earlier that there's stories about, people meeting someone on a bridge and just saying to that person, "Wow, I love your hat. That's really fun." And not knowing that that person was there on the bridge to jump off and end their life, but that just that recognition of someone smiling at them and saying, "Wow, hey, I love your hat," that made a clicked some switch in that person from wanting to end their life by jumping off that bridge to like, well, maybe is some joy in this life. Maybe it's worth to continue. We don't know what these small pixels do for making life more beautiful. And the same thing goes when we do the opposite, when we get upset of people and saying, "I wish I want them to go away." That adds to the murder in life. Wanting people to go away, wanting people not to be here. So, this is a big one. This is a real big one because we never thought how that thought is connected to the bigger expression of that thought. Wanting people to go away is a form of murder, right? And and we have great humor here, Buck. So when we think of that thought, "I want someone to go away," it's connected into a frustration feeling, and that frustration feeling may come from a thought that is, "This person's making me feel really uncomfortable. This person's bothering me," right? So then you take that thought and you find the opposite thought to "this person's bothering me." This person is actually helping me grow. This person is here for my benefit, right? And when you can choose that opposite thought that's more love and more compassion, then you're putting more love and compassion into this world. So it's really about being mindful of our feelings and our thoughts, and then knowing that we have a choice. So we've got to look at the opposite of those thoughts that are bringing uncomfortable feelings. Look at the opposite of that. And then we have these two things that we can choose from. Then make your choice. Make your choice that will create the love and the joy, or that will, create and magnify your thought times 1,000,000, and then see what kind of impact that would make, right? So be careful with your pixel. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say to yourself inside your own mind. Be careful. Just be mindful. Be mindful. Not be careful like you just got to make it go away. Be mindful, and then give yourself a choice between the thought that's making the uncomfortable feeling, the feeling that is not peace and love and joy and bliss and compassion in the world. And then realize that there's an opposite thought that you can pick up to that. And look at the opposite thought, then make your choice for the thought. And it might be really difficult to go against this old habit thought. That's the way it is with old habits. You have to very consciously make another choice, right? Every time you want to pick up a cigarette and you've decided that's not how you want to live, you want to live healthy, you have to very consciously, with all your effort, decide to pick up that orange instead and eat an orange instead of that cigarette, or whatever it is, or that chewing gum that you put in your pocket instead of that. You The same thing with your thoughts. When your thoughts are immediately to like, get that person out of my life. I don't like that person. This person's bothering me. Stop yourself. Think of the opposite thought. This person is in my life for my opportunity to grow, to expand into greater joy and bliss, right? This person is bothering me? No, this person is massaging me, getting me to see something that I'm not seeing and that I need to see. And get that person out of my life. It's like this person is giving me life, right? Giving me a deeper understanding of life. You can be creative with it, but find the opposite. Find the opposite that has that feeling of joy and compassion and love. Give yourself a love bath. Give yourself a love bath by finding those things that are connected to the love and the peace. And every time you do that, as a tiny little pixel, as a tiny thought, one little thought, you are adding to the love in the world. You're adding to it. It becomes the great things. Yes, a love bath. A love bath of just giving yourself more and more love thoughts, love experience. Love bath yourself, because what you put out is ultimately going to come back to you. Okay, so consistency is the route to manifestation. While I always like to write down my thoughts, I wrote when I felt like it, inconsistently. And I valued writing. This is how I got this book to be written, is I valued my writing and I wanted to get a book to be written. So I realized that if I wrote regularly until I finished a book, I would become an author. After trying to take up water skiing on a vacation, I realized that I was no longer in the athletic shape that I used to be in, and my ability to ski was affected by my muscular weakness. I started a daily stretching routine and exercised vigorously 3 to 5 times a week to build strength and endurance. Even though I would probably water ski only 1 or 2 weeks each year, I knew that the consistency of effort would allow me to be in shape for the activity. So, yes, love bathe yourself every day, as often as you can. Think of love bathing yourself at least once a day, where you just think of the love, just feel love in your heart. Like what you can do right now is just place your hands over your heart. If you want to, you can warm them up first and get the heat, and you feel it right over your heart. And your heart goes all the way through the middle into your back as well. And just breathe into that area. Breathing into your heart. And you can start by saying loving things to yourself, like, I love you. And I'm grateful for my breath. I'm grateful for my hands and feet that work. I'm grateful for my eyes, for my nose, for my mouth that breathes. And just feel the love. Love yourself. Feel the spark of love in your heart. Feel that sunlight. Feel that joy in your heart. You can even bring up a memory of a very joyful time, any time in your life. Bring that up. And let that joy to expand, expanding, expand. And just feel that love and joy expanding until it really just expands all around you, and give yourself a love bath. And just soak in this love and keep that love feeling even as you're doing other things. Just keep that love feeling. But take this time to really be in that love bath. That love bath of seeing the beautiful things around you, the joy, the memories of the beautiful, loving, joyful, interesting times, the laughter, the joyfulness. Be in your love bath. Let it expand. Let the energy of this love bath just expand, just like a sun and the sun's rays reaches out to your entire city, your entire group of friends around the world, right? All through the world. And let your love star in your love bath shine so much that it's like a star in the universe. Just love, love. Feel, breathe into your heart. Feel it all the way through to the front, the center, the back of your heart. It's going all around you in your love bath. And just be in your love bath for a moment. Just breathing, just feeling those feelings of the wonderful feelings you've had in your life, the most wonderful feelings. We're collecting them like pixels into creating a whole love bath. The moments of joy, the moments of pleasant surprise. And just feel that love radiating through you. Now start feeling the love of people who love you, people you're not even aware of, people who've even passed on, grandparents, parents, uncles, aunts, teachers, coaches, children, animals, all those beings that love you. Mother Nature that loves you with the beautiful flowers and the trees that shade you in the warmth. Just the sunlight. Feel that love. Just feel that love all through you. Be in this love bath. Take some deep breaths in, just enjoying this love bath. Do a few more breaths, just taking in this love bath. Just allow yourself to see the most pleasant images, feel the most pleasant feelings. Just tingle, allow yourself to tingle in the warmth of the love bath. And now, as you're thoroughly cleansed in this beautiful love bath, we can move forward in our day.